to myself. In
Yeah.
How you all doing, guys?
Hi, everyone.
What the hell? So what did we have a someone fall down the stairs or something at the start there? What was all that noise? It was funny.
Yeah, that's the
No.
house noises here.
How are you fellas? What's going on?
Yeah,
Shit.
doing good,
all
thanks.
all well, all well. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing
Yeah.
good.
All good, all good. Yeah, you know how it is. Another week, another dollar, another drink.
Yeah. Another drink, well-deserved drink.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's been a long week of work.
Yeah, really a big fortnight actually. Big fortnight. Yeah, got a couple of got just a lot going on at work. So it's sort of like it's only October, but it feels like it's a run into the end of the year. Like before you know it, it's November and then December and then that's it. You know, so it's it's really getting crazy. But enough about work. Uh, what's been going on with you guys? I noticed you've been purchasing a few pieces.
Yeah, well, that's been over the year. Yeah, just I'd say good shout out to my friend Orange Hand. How you doing,
Fan.
Orange Hand? Good to see you.
Cheers, brother.
Hey, Orange Hand.
Always good to see you, my friend. Yeah, just been relaxing this week, taking it easy at work, and just gonna show the hi Flipping. Good to see
Yeah.
you. Good to see you, Flipping
Hey, Flippin.
Super. Always good to see you.
Hey, everyone in the chat.
Yeah, just been just gonna go over some of the purchases I've been indulging in over the past few months and year, really, and what everyone else has been indulging in. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting show.
Well, yeah, I think we were in our little chat group or through our messages or whatever. You were showing me all these pieces a couple of months ago, and I was like, man, we should do it. We should put it on the show one day and have a talk through them and have a
Yeah,
look. 'Cause you've
definitely.
been going crazy on eBay and sniping all these vintage pieces. Good to
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we had a week off. We had a week off the other fortnight because I was at World Time UK, which was a brilliant show, a great um, industry show with lots of over 71 watch brands, watch brands showcasing their wares, and a great social meetup. And huge shout out to Dimitri from D Time Love Show channel. He put in lots of effort in promoting that show, and it was really great to meet up with lots of people. Yeah, shout out to Nick C, Alex Fosey, the watchmaker, Ian Nicholson, Greggy Boy, all the people that I met up with. Yeah, it was really nice to meet up with Paul Thorpe and Dimitri, and a lot of the people who were there, and chat with them. I went along with a friend, and we had a really nice time, and had a nice meal, and I stayed over at the hotel, and went and visited my brother in London. The other on the Sunday. Hi, Drongo, good to see you. And Certi Danny, good to see you. And Jamie Opulence, good to see you all.
Hey,
guys.
chaps. Hey, Jamie.
shout out to the
Good to
crew
see
in
you all
the
in
chat.
the chat.
Good to see you all. So what was the show? Micro brands, wasn't it, Thomas?
Yeah, it was microbrands plus people like Zin and Doxer and Muller Glass Suits and Meister Singer. A few mid-tier brands there, and a lot of micro brands. But Dimitri put on promoted a fantastic show. I mean, it was organised by the Divers Watch Club Facebook group, I think, and yeah, it was a fantastic show. And I just wanted to start off on a bit of a low note, really. Heard some bad news yesterday, which I wanted to share. This came up yesterday on Watch Pappy. That's Watch Gringer's or Britney Pierce husband's Instagram feed, and he was in Paris picking up a new watch for Britney's 30th birthday, and it's an FP Journe Elegance.
Yeah,
and it was stolen from his zip bag in Paris. And I just want to, it's devastating news. I just wanted to highlight the serial number, because he wants people to keep an eye out for this serial number for this watch. He's offering a reward for the return, if anybody can find it. I mean, Europe's getting really bad for watch crime. We know from Paul Thorpe's videos that Europe is really bad at watch crime now. But the serial number is B for Bravo dash 125 dash E for elephant, L for legs, T for I won't say it, but T
Tango.
yeah. So it's B dash 125 dash ELT.
We could even link maybe the Instagram page or the info down in the description at the end.
If you want to go to Watch Pappy's page and share on Instagram, and share this with as many people as you can, as many jewelers, as many watch traders as possible. I can just go to another picture. This is the watch in question. It's an FP Journe Elegance.
What happened? It was stolen out of his bag.
Yeah, stolen out of his zipped up bag that he had.
So what happened? He picked up the watch by the sound of it, and
he picked up the watch. I believe he went and went by the Seine, by the river, and went to charge his phone upon his laptop, and he took a look at the watch and took a brief look at the watch then, and thinks that someone maybe saw him. Then he went for something to drink in a coffee bar, and went to look at it again, and it had gone. And devastating. Just like to say a big shout out to Nick C. How you doing? And yeah, Jamie Opulence is highlighting the serial number on the bottom there. That's B-125-ELT, FP Journe Elegance.
What would one of those be worth?
I think retail they're going for about 15,000, but I've seen them on Chrono24 from everything from between 45 to 60,000 euros. So it's
And that's a this is Jean's that's a stainless steel quartz watch, isn't it? This one.
Yeah, it's the one where you put it down, the hands stop to save the battery time, and then when you pick it up again, hands catch up to the time that's passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, Orange. Hopefully they will return it. I doubt that, but you can only hope.
Yeah, devastating news. I feel terrible for. So, welcome, Danny. How are you doing?
You're right,
Danny.
You're right. Right. Thought I'd jump on 5 minutes, so I've got 5 minutes.
Yeah, good to see you.
See you, mate. Yeah.
Yep.
Also wanted to give a big shout out to. Let me just get this off the screen. A big shout out to Kelly from on her own time. So on dot her dot own time.
She's got her on Instagram.
That's her Instagram, and she's doing
got on her Instagram.
She's doing an appeal. She's doing her bit for Breast Cancer Awareness Month for October. So if you want to go to her Instagram, on.her.own.time, and she's joining forces with Brodinky. So that's at Brodinky. I'll type in these into the chat. And they're doing a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness, and every £10 donation enters you to win a pink dial Nomos watch, and you can also buy pink straps to support them. So I'll just put that in now. And that's
I'll be honest, Thomas, I couldn't read it when I seen the picture, mate.
Yeah, it's too hard to see the writing there, Thomas. You should just scroll back up to the picture. I think that's probably a better use of screen time. That's it.
She looks smoking, doesn't she? I mean, she's giving us all us lads a treat, and she's wearing one of those pink straps that you can buy to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And
wait, strap? I can't see a strap. Oh, she went in a watch.
It's definitely a good cause, so I think a lot of people will now go try to get some pink straps now.
So if you go to on.her.own.time, that's Instagram, you can give her a like. I'm sure she'd appreciate that. Yeah, give her a follow as well for the work she's doing.
Just for the breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, she's doing a cracking job. So
I'm just gonna do my part, and check it out.
Respect.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone has to do their part.
Doing my part. That's what I'm all about. You see.
Respect to Kelly there. So if you get onto the Instagram and do your bit, guys, and support Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, here we go. Personal glove.
Fucking hell, definitely spot that.
That's it, yeah. Actually, what? Man.
3 good causes is flipping to process.
I'm just looking at the watch. That's a black GMT.
Yeah, it's a nice GMT master on the
That's
Breast
nice.
Cancer Awareness Month strap that Brodinky have brought out.
Speaking
of
it
looks like a nice canvas strap.
What are we?
Nice.
What are we? Is that a wristy?
Oh, that girl, gorgeous.
Nice mint.
Very nice.
What are you guys wearing?
I'm wearing one of the watches I'm going to be bringing up. It's a 1940s radial dial.
It's the Omega. You're doing the Archie thing there, mate. The palsy thing. That's funny.
Looks well in you, that. Looks well in you, that, Thomas.
Yeah,
mate.
so
I have this. Also, one of the.
Oh yeah, the Seiko 5 GMT. That's a great watch.
Very nice. I'm just looking at Kelly's page.
A vintage Datejust, right?
1601.
Yeah,
1601, right?
That's the one, yeah.
Nice. They just are my favorite.
I quite like it. I quite like it. It's just simple and it's no frills, but classic.
Yeah. Yeah, and I always think of the Datejust like the watch that can do anything. You know, you can go in a boardroom, go to swim, and it's understated. 36 millimeters is like anybody can wear 36 millimeters. It's big wrists, small wrists. On the Jubilee bracelet, somehow it just fits.
Yeah, so cool. I mean, I put all my watches through the paces. I'll get trialed and tested. And been swimming in this, and it's stayed waterproof, so it's all good.
Yeah, hi Y2K. We'll see you soon. Don't worry about it. Take your time.
Yeah.
See you soon, buddy.
Oh, Danny's left. Right, we'll crack on, shall we? Shall I start with what I've been purchasing over the past year?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's go. So, my first purchase was at the London Watch Show back in March. And I saw this lovely, as amongst the midst of nothing but Rolex, grey dealers selling Rolex, I spotted a couple of vintage stalls. And there's a lovely Zenith A385, some lovely vintage watches. And I spotted this. This is a Omega 1953 RAF Fat Arrow, originally issued as a pilot's watch when in 1952 the Ministry of Defence ordered 5,900 wristwatches via their supplier Goldsmiths and Silversmiths Limited, who was shortly merged with Garrard & Co. Goldsmiths and Silversmiths then contracted Amiga who then delivered 5,900 watches in May 1953. These were originally issued with thin-hour radium dials, but the Ministry of Defence considered these too dangerous when stockpiled. The watches were then recalled and redialed with much safer tritium Fat Arrow dials. You see the Fat Arrow at the bottom, the broad arrow. The watches were made to high specification. They were waterproof and shockproof. The caliber 283 was finished in rose gold and encased in a soft iron cage to make it anti-magnetic so as not to affect its performance during flight operations. The case could not have any highly polished parts. The dial had to be black with white numerals. The hour and minute hands had to be loomed, and the seconds had to be white. And because they're only issued for 1 year in 1953, these watches have become highly collectible. And I bought this from Jonathan at the Antique Watch Company. And
super cool, man.
You can see on the back, it's got the military markings.
Nice.
So this is sort of after sort of the Dirty Dozen sort of era. Right?
Yes. This is the 50s, so it's not during the war. And the war, Dirty Dozen were 1939 to 45. Yeah,
40s.
Yeah. So this was me trying it on at the London Watch Show. Another nice leather NATO, which I got with it as well. And
it works really well with that leather NATO.
Yeah, that's the kind of NATO would have been worn on by pilots. A leather one, not the sort of nylon ones that we get now. And here's a movement shot of it. Bit blurred, but you can see the rose gold sort of finishing on it.
Yeah, that's cool. May I ask what you paid for it, Thomas?
He was advertising it for 2,750, and I got him down to 2,500.
Nice.
So
that's nice.
Yeah, it was expensive, but it's in good condition. It's had a slight polish. but I'm really happy with it. Really, really happy with it. I wear it a lot, and
Yeah.
I'm big into military watches, and this really, really took my fancy amongst all the watches that were at the London Watch Show. This really stood out to me and was one
Was
of the.
there at the watch show when you were there at that vintage booth? Was there anyone else sort of like had they locked into that vintage sort of market, or did you find that the
Yeah,
people?
there were a couple of people. Russell, the Mad Watch Collector, did a bit. Was on Paul Thorpe's live stream from it, and he took Paul over to see this actual watch, and another time a Dirty Dozen watch, and yeah, he was appreciating it greatly, and I snaffled it before he could get it. So,
Nice.
but yeah, it's a gorgeous watch. It's a lovely one. I mean, I just love it. Really do love it. It's just it runs smoothly. It's totally accurate. It was serviced before I got it, and yeah, really enjoying it. So my next,
you might have mentioned the size is Thomas. Did you say
the size? It's about 37. Sorry, I interrupted you, JCB. Did you want to bring us some news items?
Oh no, that's all right, mate. That's all right. Why don't you I was going to show. Well, we were talking about sort of stuff that goes wrong before. And I had some news items or some new pieces to have a look at. But while you're going, do you want to just finish off on this one maybe? And
well, I've finished off with this one now. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, let's shoot some news items.
Okay, cool. Before we get into the, let me see if I can do this. Share screen.
Yeah, like Orange Gmt says, the 1953 is awesome, the real deal. Yeah, it really is. A real Omega.
Hang on a sec. Gonna try and do this. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Window. Let's do this. Can you see that? Can you get that screen up there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. So before we get into, before we came online, I was actually just sort of cleaning up the kitchen, and I had this video going, and it was just came randomly onto YouTube, and it's by this dude, Watch Enthusiast London. Never really heard of him before, and it was just one of those random videos that comes up. And so I just started listening to this thing because it was about Zeitworks, and I'm really into Zeitworks.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah. And he had what happened was, like the watch, like he bought it to save some money. He had a friend who knew an AD in Italy, and he bought the watch through his friend from this Italian AD for Langer. So it's a Langer authorized dealer, and so he got the watch over to London, and then a couple of months later, what happened? I'm just trying to think of the chronology. No, he got it valued. He sent it to this valuation company. No, not sent it. He took it in there, and then about a couple of weeks later or a couple of months later, the watch just stopped working. Right. So he's like thinking, "Oh shit, what's going on? It could be the Italian, something with the dealer, or it could be something with the valuer. They might have done something wrong to it." Anyway, so he took it into the Wempe AD in London, and they were, it's the Wempe store, which is an AD for Langer, and it went back to Langer, and they were like, "No, sorry, you can't work on it. We can't fix it under warranty because the watch has been tampered with." And the guy was like, "What the hell? What are you talking about?" So there was this whole big fiasco. Anyway, I won't go too far into the details, but the moral of the story was always to take photos of your watch before you send it anywhere or before you give it to anyone.
Yeah.
You know, like servicing or a valuer, whatever it is, just always take good photos. It's just something I've never really had in my mind because I haven't had that many services yet, to be honest. So,
Sure.
and I always just take the watch to the AD and they send it off. And the times that I have had it done, and I haven't had any bad experiences yet. But it's just a reminder, I guess. Check this video out if you want to listen to the story. I just thought it was interesting. But this piece,
especially with the watch with the caliber of Zeitwerk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was an interesting video actually. To listen to what happened to the watch and what actually went down. It's sort of interesting. There's a few little sort of quirks there. Check this one out. I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't know much about this brand, Habring 2.
Habring 2, yeah, great brand, German brand.
Habring 2, yeah,
great brand. Yeah. Perpetual calendar. They brought these two perpetual calendars. One, this is the Messina Lab edition, and look, that just looks crazy. Really nice piece. And then this salmon. Look at this salmon dial.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Fucking hell, this thing's insane.
Amazing.
I think someone's got a bit of noise on in the background. Maybe Abdul. Yeah. Really, really nice piece. I didn't know much about these guys. And then I actually sent this to ID guy. We were just talking about stuff, and then he sent me some photos of Habring watches during the week, and I just went down this Habring 2 rabbit hole. So that's sort of
great watches for the money.
And the dimensions are really good too. It's 38.5, and it's only 13 mil thick. It's got a perpetual calendar module, which is one of those what are they called? Dupraz or whatever. One of those modules. So you would think that it was be a bit chunky, but nice and slim. Good size watch. Orange. The step bezel. I mean, look at this. This watch is killer, man. It's a really cool piece. Look at the details on there. Just amazing. A bit pricey. I think it's about the 25 US for this one. But yeah, I mean, is it worth it? I think so. I mean, perpetual calendars.
Not cheap, are they? Perpetual calendars. It's got the monopusher chronograph as well.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool piece.
It's got a few complications in there. You got a perpetual calendar chronograph, so
yeah, exactly. That's right. I mean,
it'll be a module. It'll be a module on top. So
yeah. The base is called an A11 CS or something, which is based off a Vulture 7750, but it's super heavily modified by Habring apparently, and you can't tell that it's a 7750 by the time they finish with it. That's the base, and then they slap a perpetual calendar module on top of that. So it's in one of those Dupraz or whatever they're called. So you've got two sort of pretty good modules coming together in one really nice package. I think they've just packaged it up really nicely. So that was a cool piece, I thought. The next one, jumping down price brackets a little bit. We've got the Zodiac Super Seawolf, the Meteorite dial, limited edition in titanium. I mean, just look at this thing. It's a banging piece, man.
I like the way they've got the orange highlights on it. I'm a sucker for orange.
Orange and grey is a really good combo. You see it a lot in Seiko. Seiko do it quite a bit. And you see it here, obviously, with that darker titanium with the orange. And they've got the Meteorite is a dark grey as well. It just comes together so nicely, this piece. You know, the bezel, it's just the colouring and the way they've done it. just another banging piece from Zodiac, I think. Really, really nice. Already sold out, limited edition. I was just checking out their website earlier. So yeah, you've missed the boat on this one already, unless it comes up on the secondary somewhere. But really, really cool piece from Zodiac. Just trying to see what the price was. I think it was about maybe $3 US or something. Yeah, it's 1800 US. Man, good value for money. Really good. They value watches, man. Zodiac. The last, not last, but I don't know if you guys saw this one, the Tag Porsche, Tag Heuer Porsche collab. This is bringing this. I think this is some sort of anniversary of the 2.7 RS Carrera. So they've brought out this. You've got stainless steel with the white dial with the blue accents, and on that strap. Look at that strap. That's really cool. Looks like, you can picture that white Porsche, with the blue racing coloring. Then there's a rose gold
Yeah.
version. I really like
Yeah,
this
very
white.
fun colors as well. Yeah.
I think we were talking about summery, colourful watches maybe a couple of shows back. I think this one, another one that fits the bill for that.
Nice. I like the blue and white. That's nice. And
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, isn't it? Really cool. It would be better if it had Heuer instead of Tag Heuer. If they got rid of the tag, it would be a lot better.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the tag should be removed from that.
They should take that off. Orange doesn't like the Carrera on the side of the case. I didn't see that. Yeah, these Porsche Carreras, these 2.7 RS Porsches, they're real cool machines. Yeah, so that was that one. What else we got? Oh yeah, this is sort of cheap, getting back into the cheaper end of the market. The Satina DS, these customizable.
Yeah, with the changeable cases.
Yeah, so you got
cases.
You can see it on. Now let me see where's the picture. So it's called the Satina DS Plus series.
You can get a heritage case, a sports case.
Yeah. The diver.
Yeah, the sport.
And you've got this. They call. I think
heritage
this one's
case. That's a heritage case.
That's a heritage one. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's a there's several dress cases that they do.
Yeah.
The silver and the gold.
Yeah.
They screw on. You just take the movement out and screw it into a different case, and it's quite good for under $1,000.
Yeah, they're really cool. I mean, look at that. You can swap you take the it's got an inner case which holds the dial and the movement, and you just put that into a different case. Like, really cool.
Yeah, I think there's a independent French watchmaker that had this concept like a couple of years ago. I think like 2017 or something like that. When I visited Basel, they had it. And I think it's a good move by Certina. It's definitely a good idea for the people who wants to have different shapes instead of only different straps. So hats off to them for trying this out.
Yeah, that's right, Abdul. That's the thing. Like, they're just bringing something new. It's something innovative, I think, and I'm just glad that they're doing something like this. I think it's cool. Would I get something like this? I don't know. Probably if I was more, I feel like, what's the market for this? Maybe people who are starting out.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't have a huge
budget. I agree. Yeah.
One or two watches, and maybe want to get a third one that's a bit flexible. I mean, I'm a big fan of the DS range.
Yeah.
We looked at the PH 500, didn't we? And a couple of streams back, and that's like a really nice mil spec one.
Yeah. But look at that diver. That's banging, man. That's really nice.
Yeah, nice.
Really done well, I think.
Yeah, and I think for someone like you said, GCB, that just starting the hobby, you have a case for, like, let's say you're traveling, so you have your diver case and your going out case, and then you can definitely change it as much as you like. Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. GMT who's joined us as well.
Yeah,
in the
good to see you, Mr. GMT. Come and get it.
Hey, buddy.
Want some souvlaki off you, Mr. GMT?
You got to send me one down from Darwin, man. I'm down in Melbourne. Although I had a souvlaki on the other day. Oh, I went to a Red Bar event actually during the week, which was pretty cool. It was a whiskey tasting event. And I was sitting next to, you know who I was sitting next to? Pete from Not So Obvious Watches.
Oh, Pete Conville, really?
Yeah, he was telling me he's because he actually works for our Air Force.
The RAAF, yeah.
Yeah, he bought a few. We were talking about the pieces that he bought this year, and he bought a couple of military aviation pieces. One from IWC, which was a really cool one. But anyway, I digress. Something different. I just want to show you guys this. I'm not sure if you can see it very well. I'm gonna try and see if this works. No, it's not. It's not coming up very well because of this. I've got this size here, but this little picture here. Check out this guy on Instagram. Another one, the Master of Speed. You can't really see it very well here, but this is a Speedy, and the dial looks blue, but it's not actually blue. It's the Hezolite in this weird batch of like watches from 1987. Where the Hezolite went blue and it makes the watch looks blue. It's really cool, actually. It's just not coming up very well here on the screen because the writing is like coming up. I don't know how you do that, how you get rid of that. But anyway, so that was that. Let's do that. Yeah, that was it. So that was all I had for this week. So yeah, that was it. If you want to keep going with your watches, Thomas.
Yeah, I will be second.
Man. Yeah, cool. Just gonna see if I can get this up bigger. How do I do that? The fucking writing is bigger than the picture. Huh? Why do they do that? Can you see that now? Is it bigger on the screen?
Yeah, it is bigger. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Check this Speedy out, man. It's insane. So there was this small batch apparently, and this guy puts a little write-up here. Like 1987, there was this batch where the Hezolite had a defect in it, and it turned blue after some time.
Wow, it looks so nice on blue.
How cool is it, man?
Yeah.
They don't make
Very cool. Yeah.
It just came up in my Instagram feed, and I don't know how, but I've always had in my head I wish they made a blue Speedy, just a pure blue one, all blue, you know, not with any white subdials or not any fancy stuff, just a blue one. And when I saw this, I was like, wow, they made a blue Speedy, but no, it's not. They didn't make a blue Speedy. It's actually the Hezolite, which turned blue, or maybe it's something. Maybe the Hezolite didn't turn blue, but maybe there's some optical thing going on with the Hezolite which makes the dial look blue. Really cool. But you know, it's not like you could readily go out and buy this. This would be like a unicorn in the Speedy. You know, like with the Speedy collectors, I'm sure everyone's trying to get their hands on one of these. This would be super rare, really highly valuable, highly sought after type of Speedy, I would have thought. So yeah, that was I just thought that was something interesting. The punters might have wanted to have a look out there.
Yeah, we'll get back onto the watches we've been buying, and I'll go on to Abdul's because I think he's got to leave quite soon, haven't you, Abdul?
Yeah, in 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so.
So we'll cover your watch purchases this year. and we'll get straight on with it. It's a Citizen. Tell us about this one.
That's the ProMaster. I don't know the reference, but this is the Echo Drive ProMaster, and I did get the chance to try all the colors. So there is this program on Amazon Prime where you can try stuff before you buy it, and I tried the green, the blue, and the red one, and the black one, and I actually bought the. Although I like the green one most, but I bought the blue one because my new work has blue as their main color. So I thought it's a good idea to get a blue watch so I can wear it when I'm going to work. And actually, I really liked it wearing it in the summer. You just wear it and go and forget about it. You don't have to worry about scratches, getting sand into it. Just wear it and forget about it hitting the wall when I'm walking. It's one of these watches that I really gained a lot of respect in this year for Citizen as well.
A nice summer beta watch. Yeah, great. Great one. So, shall I move on to your next one?
Yeah.
Another Citizen.
Like I said, I gained a lot of respect for Citizen this year. I got this one actually because I wanted to try this Flieger chronograph, which one suits me the most. And I have another one. This one I bought. I tried it out for a couple of, I think maybe like 6 weeks or 7 weeks, and then I sold it because I found the one that I was looking for with the blue dial. And I have to say that the other one that we will see also, I have a picture of it, became one of my favorite watches because it's just one of these watches, 100 meters water resistant. Every time I wear it when I'm in a business meeting or something, people think it's much more expensive than it is. Like I got like 120, 130 euros. So on the affordable end, and it just goes really well with everything. But this one is also nice. Like if you like blacked out watches, it's definitely a good option if you're looking for an affordable beater for every day, just to wear when you don't want to wind your watch or check out what time it is exactly. And it was keeping quite good time. Like I think in a month it just lost like maybe 10 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, I like the blacked out look myself. That sort of PVD DLC look. You know, I'm really into that at the moment.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's cool. What size is that one, Abdul?
It's 39 millimeters and around 44 lug to lug. So just perfect size as well, like really good size, and very flat. So I think like under 9 millimeters thickness. So hugs on the wrist really well.
Great. So your next one was the Seiko 5 Orange GMT. Lovely watch.
Yeah, that's the one I'm wearing currently.
Yeah, it's a great
definitely.
I love these photos as well, Abdul. They're all in tropical destinations. They're all sort of on holiday. You're making me jealous. I want to be on holiday.
Yeah. I got them all when I was on the beach, so I took the watches to try them out in their natural habitat, and that's why I really enjoyed them as well, because you have like connect happy memories with the watches as well, so it like has a sentimental value now to me. I even like I didn't wait until like usual you get discounts on these models after they went out. But I just wanted to have it before the summer, and I just went to Seiko boutique online and I bought it, and I really liked it. At first, it had like an issue with the bezel, but after the first day I swam with it, the issue was gone. I think it was like a little bit dust or something inside the bezel.
Yeah. Lovely watch. I really like that one. I know a couple of people who've bought those and they've been really happy with them. Yeah, lovely. And
and for the price, you're getting a GMT that looks good, and that's the one I was talking about. That's the blue dialed version from the blacked out version.
Yeah. So you went a bit Citizen mad. You bought 3 Citizens.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I always liked Seiko because they had this part of my heart, because my first automatic watch was a Seiko, and I always liked that they offer good value for money. And I found out that Citizen offers even better value for money, especially in the Echo Drive Quartz section. I was never against Quartz or anything, but the Echo Drives makes much more sense for me. You have a solar powered watch that you can chuck it in the cupboard for half a year and still will be working, and you don't need to change the battery module for 25 years. So that's a long time for a service. So definitely it's one of these watches that now when I'm traveling, I always take a Echo Drive with me, because especially in Europe at the moment, it's like I said, it's not so safe to walk around with an expensive watch. But if you wear something like this, it looks nice, it's good, it does everything you would want from a watch, swim with it, whatever. And if something happens and somebody came and told me, give me your watch, I will be happy to give them like, hey, take the watch, enjoy it. You won't be able to sell it for more than 100 euros. So
yeah. So you bought 3 Citizens and a Seiko, so budget watches, but you were saving for something big, which was
exactly.
a week. Look at this.
Yes, that's the watch that took all my funds for watches this year, and it's been an ongoing project with Bill Sanders and a group of 51 people, which was one of the first, or the first actually, idea, like to have a crowd-funded watch, let's say.
Absolutely amazing. Hats off to Bill for organizing this. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was worth all the effort and worth all the Sunday evenings where we spent collaborating together, meeting online to talk about the next steps. And for me, it was the best horological experience that I ever have. Because we got in touch with Agenor and all these big companies, and we got ourselves heard what we want, and we had a Swiss watch designer, Mathieu Allegret, as well, which like guided the whole design process and created this let's say watch.
Yeah, you can see bespoke
and we even applied to
bespoke case with teardrop
the case.
Yeah, and then you got the dial maker is Metalem, who made the Dufour Simplicity 37. You got observatory hands, as on the Urban Jurgensen Reference 3 by Derek Pratt. The case made by Voutilainen and Caitlin, Kari Voutilainen's case making company. So you're talking amazing stuff here. Hands created by Fiedler. Strap and bracer by Protexo. No expense spared. I mean, this came in at about $9,000, didn't it? I think.
Yeah, correct. Around that price, 9,000, 9,500. With the fluctuation of the currency, like if I paid it in full, I would have saved 25%, because the euro lost throughout the past year and a half more than 25% of its value against the dollar. So it was, for me, always I'm feeling like I'm paying more for it every time.
But this is a kind of watch that would actually sell for about $20,000, isn't it? If
at least like
that's what it costs to make.
Yeah, exactly, because we didn't
actually make.
Exactly, and that's why I think when we applied it in the GPHG, I think the resonance was like, these guys are pulling our leg. They can't do this kind of watch under 10,000 francs. They were like, this is not possible. You cannot do this watch under 10,000. You're definitely cooking the books somehow. But for us, like, we're not doing it for profit. We're just doing it because we have 51 watch enthusiasts that want to have no compromise watch for the least amount of money that we would be able to pay.
So it's adjusted to 6 positions. It's got this Agon pit regulator for both balance and timing with and beat. Agonese gearing on second wheel for smooth transmission of power from the wheel train. You've got this Agon pit regulator here. The Agonese gear with this lovely little wheel here with the figures on it. The figures on this wheel here are just gorgeous, I think, where they've incorporated those.
Yeah, that's what I love about Agenor. They have these small details that just make you feel like you have something special.
Yeah. Hi Y2K, good to see
Hey
you.
Y2K, hope you're driving
Can
safely.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. How are you, buddy?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
all well.
finished the last minute emergency work meeting. Yeah. So please go on, guys. Keep going.
Yeah, so this is the Agon pit regulator. Adjusts both balance, timing, and beat. Eliminates requirement for regulation lever and collect pin. The movement shot there. The Lyricitude. Now,
Sorry, Abdul, who is Lyrique?
it's the name that the
It's
brand.
it's the name that we chose for this. We wanted to have like a name that we actually had another name in mind, but we got recommended by our experts that we have in contact, like these guys, that we should have a name that's let's say not so extravagant or something like that. And lyrique is like lesson in French, and D1 is like lesson 1, and lyrique is like the lyrics. So it's some kind of musical note.
So the 70 watches.
And like you see from this.
The 70 watches.
Yeah, 70 watches made, and you can see.
They're going to people from Australia to Sweden to Japan to Guernsey to United Arab Emirates. You've got people putting money in to back it from those countries to the United States to there's just people from all over the world backing it.
Exactly, and that's what we, like I said before. It's just a group of watch enthusiasts that took the chance while everybody was like afraid in the COVID time, and like also, of course, we have to thank all the watchmakers and the part makers that worked with us, and they took a chance with us and agreed upon this project, because it's the first time that you have a project only 70 watches, and all the tools for the watches, for the case, everything was designed from zero. So we had to pay up the development costs and all the stuff, and it was never done before. And this just to show all these companies, let's say, that are saying, oh, that's why we don't do new designs, because it's costly. Yeah, it's costly, but if you have something that's exactly what you want, you would be able to do it for less than what you think it will cost.
What's the relation to this Fabergé watch? Was there any relation to that? Is that relevant, this picture?
Yeah, Agenor is the maker also of the movement. So basically,
right.
we were showing that Agenor is the maker of a lot of GPHG winners, and they do high-end horological pieces like this one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just beautiful, stunning watch.
Jamie's asking, is this the watch with the dog trainer? Looks so beautiful. I think the dog trainer, he means Mark Goldberg. But
no, I don't think Mark had anything to do with this. I don't think he.
Clive, it was the
Clive.
Clive is in the group as well. Exactly. Yeah.
He bought 2, I think, at least.
Yeah, him and Bill, I think, have 2 also.
Hand-wound hours, minutes, small sub-seconds, observatory hands, which are also called Pontiff hands. 30 meters water resistant, limited edition of 70 for the people who were in the group. And it just looks gorgeous. I mean, one thing, you didn't stick with the Arabic numerals, did you? I think you sent me another picture of the finished product.
Yeah, that's the last picture that we have from Agenor when they put everything together now. So this is the live watch, let's say. And these numerals are they have like this 40s feeling, you know, like because of the shape of the case itself. It gives you a little bit of this vintage feeling. And like you said, the observatory hands, you don't see them also a lot.
Getting a lot of art
and we have even exactly Art Deco style, exactly. And we have even we had a discussion in the group about the hands, because a lot of people also wanted blue hands. So what we decided to have an extra set of hands, blue ones with another shape, so brigade shaped hands. So even if, let's say, after 10 years then we went to service this watch, we can even choose to change the 3 hands to a blue one, so you have a new feeling. And I think also people are now in discussion of even getting new dials. And it's one of these things, because we already have invested in the tooling and the making of all these stuff. Now the next projects will have less costs in the development costs, and we can then concentrate on complications and other things.
Yeah, beautiful watch, Abdul. I mean, I wish I had the money to get involved in it myself, but yeah, stunning piece. Congratulations. I'm excited for you to receive it. Are you getting it next year, are you?
Yes, hopefully by Christmas or start of the next year we'll get it. And I was actually planning to visit Agenor factory, so to pick up the watch there, because it's not so far from here. It's like 3-4 hours with the car. So just hop in the car, drive there, and pick the watch up. And the guys from Agenor, like, we're in contact with the CEO, Nicholas, and he invited me or anybody who pick up the watch to have a tour of the factory, maybe have lunch with the watchmakers. And this is the stuff that you don't get when you go buy a normal watch, except if you are like a guy like, let's say, Rick Rackmeyer, who has a plethora of watches, or stocks in other watch manufacturing, or a big collector. If you buy huge amounts of watches from a watchmaker, they invite you. But this was a very nice touch as well from Agenor, that they said anybody who's interested in seeing the factory, meeting the people who put the watches together, and definitely it's an interesting feeling to talk to the people who created it, you know.
Yeah. Lovely watch, Abdul, must say. I'll get back onto
Thank you so much.
So as I said, I started with the in March at the London Watch Show, getting the 1953 RAF. That was in March. I then, let's get onto this. I then bought a Mr. Jones watch. I'd heard a bit about this company, a micro brand, designed by, if I can read that, Honorio Di Pirio. Okay, sorry for butchered that, Honorio. But I didn't have a jump hour watch, and this is like a little fun piece, a good price, and I like the mesh strap, and you can see there it's a fun little watch, and you can see his hand holding the hour, which is
that's so cool, man.
And in his stomach there's another
so cool.
In his stomach there's another running track which has minutes.
Yes.
So you can see it's 9:25. It's the time is telling there. So you see this little track in his belly. He's got a minute track.
It looks like he's chewing a pill as well, like he's popping an Eckie or something, because it's like a little white pill.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like,
Yeah, so that
that's
was
pretty cool, Tom. Really, really nice.
It's about £200, like £225, I think, that one. So it was, that was just a bit of fun. I really, really enjoyed that because I haven't got a jump out watch, like I say, and it was just a bit of fun and something that I thought I'd jump on. Then I've been influenced by Patrick from Pocket Watch Time channel, and I spotted this. It was an Omega Ottoman dial pocket watch. So you can see the Ottoman dial there, and the numbering system is different. And it's got original hands. It was advertised as made for the Ottoman Empire market. So I basically believe that's the Turkish market. And it came from a private collector who wanted a lot of money for it to start off with, and then lowered his price by to a quarter of the price, and then didn't get any bidders, so I started the auction at nothing, and I got this for £300. This one, and uses an Omega caliber. The Omega caliber, sorry, that the company took its name from, which originates back to 1895. It's got original hands, and Omega were founded in 1848, but operated as Le General Watch Company until incorporating the name Omega in 1903 from the Omega movement, becoming Louis Brandt et Frères Omega Watch Company in Le Chaux-de-Fonds, Switzerland. And yeah, I love this. It's my first pocket watch. As you can see there, it's got the Omega movement in the back. And yeah, I thought I've been into watches for ages, haven't got a pocket watch, and just thought, why not? It's a lovely little piece. And I love that dial. I've been to Turkey about 15 times now, so I just thought, it's a bit of a connection there with the Ottoman dial. I know Alex Foti will give me a bashing because he's Greek, but and I've been sending pictures of these watches, these purchases to Alex, and whenever I send him a picture, he says, "You're breaking my heart buying this rubbish," He says, "You've sinned. You've sinned. Why are you buying another watch? Why are you buying another watch? Oh, don't send me any more pictures, Tom." So yeah,
it's pretty cool. I really like it. And the red accents looks really nice.
Yeah, I love it. So sorry.
Is it keeping good time, Thomas?
Yeah, it is. It's keeping really good time. Yeah, it keeps great time.
Cool.
For a watch from 1895-ish, sort of. It's keeping great time.
Look at those hands. They're just something else, aren't they?
They're lovely, aren't they? Yeah, I really like them.
Yeah, they're really 1800s. These hands are like pre-1900s hands. Like, if you remember, like old big clocks, they had like similar cathedral hands and hands like these ones. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
So
Where did you get this from, Thomas? Sorry to interrupt you.
eBay. Most of my purchases are from eBay, apart from the Mr. Jones number cruncher that we just saw.
Ah, okay.
So the next one was this little one. Now this is a Omega 2165A. It's a 30mm gents watch, which is really small on the wrist. I think I might sell this one. It's from 1943. It's using a caliber 26.5 T3 Omega caliber. And it's a military issue watch issued to British civil service officials in India during the war, Second World War. Got sub-seconds at 6 o'clock, as you can see there. And Arabic and baton hour markers. Now, as I say, I quite like it. It's got all the old Omega strap and buckle and, you know, nice. I think it might be anti-shock movement or anti-magnetic movement, that. But it's a nice little watch. But that's the main point about it. It's a nice little watch, 30mm. So it's very
that's great. That watch, that
looks really nice.
Amazing. But yeah, is there maybe, do you have like a lady in the family or a lady friend?
My mum's birthday watch. It's a birthday watch of my mum's, 1943. So I thought about giving it to her, but she likes a quartz watch, like a lot of ladies do. You know, she wouldn't want to wind it up every day, and she wouldn't use it, I don't think. But I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it because it's my mum's birthday watch at the moment. It's nostalgia, not nostalgia sort of connection.
Just I'd hold on to it, because you never know. You know, you might meet a special lady one day, and might be something she might want to wear, you know.
Yeah, and you already have a couple of Omegas now in your collection, so it's like an Omega collection building up somehow, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Considering, Thomas, it's very bold. You know, I've always said to you, it's very bold to make purchases on eBay with such vintage pieces. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a keeper. It's a keeper. The leather strap, is it leather strap?
Yeah.
The leather strap seems to be in quite immaculate condition. And one thing I quite like about these vintage pieces is the crown. How chunky and fat the crown is. I like it because it's very comfortable to grip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice big crown. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. For hand winding, a big crown is definitely something that you need. Because smaller crowns and hand winding every day, that would be a very tiring process.
Yeah, I think the crown looks big because it's such a small watch, because it's a 30mm watch. So, but you live and learn, you know. So, back onto more Amiga. So, this is a 1944 bumper movement automatic. This is 35mm. It's reference 2398-1 using the caliber 30.10 RAPC. And so this is a bumper movement. You can see the springs at the bottom where the rotor moves and bumps and only winds in one direction. You can see there the springs where the rotor bounces off. And this has a beautiful Art Deco numerals on.
Nice.
Art Deco numerals.
And the case also is really cool.
There. Yeah, it's original hands. The sub-second hand is slightly worn down, you can see.
Yeah, it's the tip. The tip.
Yeah, the tip of it. Yeah, the tip's slightly worn down. But
how does it get worn down? Like someone using it as a toothpick?
I don't know, to be honest.
Hey, right, GCB. How the hell did he worn out this second hand?
Maybe through servicing. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, He could be polishing the gold because I think they were using like gold hands at the time, so maybe polishing it too much.
But the
Funny.
strap has been well matched to the dial, I think, and it's got an original crown. It's got beautiful lugs as well, a bit like the Lyrique.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it has like this case shape of that era, that the beautiful case shape with the teardrop lugs, and the recessed crown, which is exactly what we discussed before, like this perfect dress watch look, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I love it just because those numerals. I love that 10, the small 0 by the 10, and the 2 as well, the twos. The Art Deco numerals. Just love numerals.
I really like the numerals are on the outside of the track, and you have like an inside track, and then the resets, the seconds on the 6 o'clock are not cutting from the 6 o'clock as well. It looks very unique as well.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. The subdial doesn't. It's not too big. It's not cutting off the 6 o'clock. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, you can see I'm an Omega fanboy.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Cheers to that, Thomas.
Yeah.
Like, you've only got, and correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas, but like in terms of your sort of modern collection, you've got like, I think the baby Ploprof, and that's about it. Is that right, in Amiga?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've gone crazy fucking on the vintage Amiga.
Yeah,
club.
I've gone crazy on vintage and crazy on Amiga.
Crazy, okay. Cool. Well, they're good. You're getting value. I think vintage Amiga is super value, really.
Yeah.
It is. This one cost me £270 from Argentina.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's just amazing.
That's great.
It's working like a dream. And the thing with vintage Amiga is it's so accessible. You don't have to save up. Like vintage Rolex is unquestionable. It's just far too much money. And vintage Amiga, I think, is a great start point if you want to enter the vintage watch scene. If you want to get into vintage watches, vintage Omega, a great point, because there's lots of parts out there for them to be serviced with. If you want to get vintage Amiga serviced, there's plenty of parts out there for the 30T2 movements and the a lot of the movements they have out there. You can take them to a backstreet watchmaker, and a lot of them will know how to service an Omega watch.
The only issue is that they tend to stay in that 30 to 35 mil range. Is that right?
The 1950s ones will go from 30, 33, 34, 35 mil. This is the 1940s one, which is 35 mil. 1940s ones, like the one I showed you before, go to 30 mil. But 1950s, 60s, 70s Amiga, great value.
Yeah, agree. And if you find an oversized watch, like oversized back then was like 37 to 39. So if you find an oversized one, you get the perfect size as well.
Yeah, very serviceable. So the next one I got was a bit of an oddball. It's a Vulture stopwatch, a rare vintage BBC branded one, which was what attracted it to me. My dad did some work for the BBC in the past, and I love the BBC. I love the logo on it, and this is a Vulture mechanical stopwatch with an engraved issue number on the back, issued to producers, directors, camera and sound crew to time recordings and keep track of live broadcast running times. And it's really rare and hard to come by BBC branded products these days, especially ones with that logo on from the 70s and 80s. And it's
pretty cool. Very cool.
once I'd bought the pocket watch, I started looking at pocket watches more and started to find that stopwatches were also an option. So this is my first stopwatch. So
is that actually what's the BBC logo? Sorry, Thomas, I was just on the phone while you might have been explaining it.
yeah, this was made for the BBC, and
Yeah,
it was made for their producers, directors, cameramen, and sound crew to time recordings and keep track of live broadcast running times. So when they're doing a shoot, they'd time the shoot using this. Whereas now they've got computers and all sorts to do that sort of thing. But back in the 70s, this is what they'd use. So I just loved it. I really like BBC association, things associated with the BBC and all television companies, and I just thought it was a really nice gimmicky thing to have on a stopwatch. I just really liked it. So that's one of the main
really
reasons I bought it.
Really, really nice. I have to. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to leave. So thank you so much for today.
Have you?
Okay, Abdul. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend, and thanks everybody in the chat. And don't forget about the causes that we discussed in the start of the show. I think someone will put the links in the description as well. And have a great one. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, take care.
Take care, Abdul.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Want to give a shout out to Junior as well, who's in the chat. Good to see you, brother.
Hello, Junior Johnson from Kentucky, USA.
So I move on to a JLC Pocket Watch. No, we're not getting away from pocket watches. Pocket watch times had a big influence on me, and I love military watches. And this is another pocket watch which really grabbed my fancy. This is a JLC GSTP, which stands for General Services Trade Pattern. And that's often branded on the back of army watches. It's a pocket watch from World War II period. Movement caliber is you see GSTP stamps on the back with the broad arrow. It's a brass movement, I think, with a chrome plating. The movement caliber is the 467. JLC 467. It's just been serviced and is running really well. No flaky paint on the dial. All original luminous paint, which is actually radium, which is intact. The plexiglass is original and is yellowed with age. It's got a plexiglass cover, as you can see there, which is yellowed with age. Now, these normally had a glass cover, and as you can see in some movement shots, and really nice movement. But they normally had a glass cover like this one, which I nearly bought instead, because this has a spidered dial, but this had loom put on the hands, which I didn't like. I had cathedral hands that had loom put on them, more radium. I didn't want to grow two heads with too much radium.
I was going to say it would be radium, and it looks like.
Yeah.
Is it? What about the other bits of loom, like on the plots and the numerals?
They're radium, I believe.
Yeah,
radium,
but that's just been put on by some person in the back shed somewhere.
No, the radium on the
numerals. That's
on
the
numerals is original.
Yeah. Okay.
But that last one that I showed had radium on the hands as well. Whereas you can see here, the cathedral hands are actually marked. Got the original markings on them, the one I bought.
It's weird that you have loom on the numerals, but not on the hands.
Yeah, well, the hands were loomed, I believe, but it's just these ones you can see are slightly have the original
It's just still the
loom on.
original.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
haven't had big globs of radium put on.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
So this is 51.8 millimeters a case. It's produced entirely in-house from 1939 to 1945, and it was issued to bomber crews, snipers, and officers, which is interesting to know. So that was another pocket watch that I got. So I went a bit crazy again, and after the stopwatch and the pocket watch, I got another stopwatch. This is a Smith's 5th of the 2nd mechanical pocket stopwatch, XRAF. Again, I like the military theme, so I went with this. But the best thing about this was it came with a service watch box from the RAF. It came in the original service box, which is probably better than the actual watch itself. It was drawn from military stores when new by A&AE Boscombe Down for use on aircraft trials, mainly on Buccaneer 975 and 988. They were used in West Fry ranges for performance and armament trials, and it was mounted in a bracket in the rear cockpit and used by the navigator. And this was bought about 30 years ago, so the seller told me. He bought it 30 years ago. So I presume this was used in the 70s. I'm guessing this was used around the 70s and 80s. Because did have more digital instruments, I would have thought, by now. But I love it. I think it's great. This was about £70. But you can see the markings there. It's got the Buccaneer aircraft on the rill on the top, and the where it was the Army the RAF base it was based at, and the date it was serviced, 1972.
1972.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And this very soon, Thomas, we'll have to have a museum slot for you for your Thomas Burnett's featured pocket watches and stopwatches museum collection pieces. I think this year is really a year that you really had a deep dive into all these into pocket watches, and yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I like the whole concept of pocket watches as a whole. I've yet to find my Grail pocket watch, maybe because I want something that's a bit more classical looking, a bit more retro. Yeah.
So my last purchase was this beauty. Now this is a 1940s red. We talked about jumbo Omegas, and this is a rare jumbo size 37.5 millimeter 1940s Omega with an Art Deco radial dial using the caliber 30T2. Arabic numerals. I love the curvature on the 4 and the 2s, and it's using the 30T series of movements, which are one of Omega's most famous time-only movements. First manufactured in 1939. Then in 1949, the 30T2 became the caliber 286, whose manufacture ceased in 1966, right up to the advent of the Quartz crisis. Calatrava-style models, manual wound Seamasters and Rancheros all shared the same movement DNA, meaning that there are many dials with this movement type. A good movement to buy because parts are still available. And yeah, it's a great piece. I'm wearing it now.
Let me have you hold up. Let's have a look. Wow. And how are you feeling this piece now that you've owned it for? Is it about a few months?
I love it. It's gorgeous. It was a birthday present to myself.
What was the pull factor for you when you made this purchase?
I mean, the movement's in great condition.
Yes, I have to agree with you on one thing. You're showing me the movement. The movement is in better condition than the watch face.
I'll answer your first question. What drew me to it? It was the dial. It was just that dial and the size, the 37.5 mil for a 1940s watch was just a really good size. But this dial I thought was beautiful. It's got a nice bit of patina on it, but just those numbers, like the number 4 and the number 2, and I just fell in love with the dial and the numerals, and yeah, I thought it was gorgeous.
I believe this is a keeper for you. Yes,
yeah,
Thomas?
Definitely. Yeah, but there's the movement. And
I have to say the movement is in much greater condition. The beating heart of this piece, the movement is in much greater condition than the watch face. Yeah.
Yeah, for a 1940s watch, it looks great. There's a little bit of worry about the jewel on top of the regulator. Didn't know whether that was broken or not, but it's running fine. It's running fine now, and I'll just wait until I get it serviced to find out about that.
It looks a bit of corrosion, maybe.
Well, it's a ruby, isn't it? So I don't know whether it's been slightly cracked or smashed or had a bit of impact there, but who knows? It's an 80-year-old watch, so I mean, who knows? So yeah, that was that watch, and we'll get on to some other people's acquisitions that people have been buying. Certi Danny, who just popped in earlier on, picked up this gorgeous Datejust, and I think it's a beautiful watch, Danny. Really nice watch. He said that he swapped it for a Breitling Super Ocean chronograph, which he wasn't wearing much, which I quite liked, but yeah, he said he wasn't wearing it much. And also an 18-karat gold ISWC dress watch. He did a deal and swapped them for this. And I think he's done a great deal. I think it's a beautiful watch. Just got a little video to see a bit of the bracelet stretch.
Jingly jangly, but not too bad.
So guys, I'm gonna catch you. I'll catch you in the next one.
Okay,
yeah, take
JCB.
care.
Take good
Nice.
care.
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of bracelet stretch there, you can see.
As it seems as with all fates of Jubilee bracelets, they tend to have that stretch. Yeah.
But a stunning watch. A really,
it's a classic
really
piece.
Nice watch. It is a classic, isn't it? I'm not sure what size it is. Don't know
30, it's maybe 36 or 39 millimeters.
36 or 39.
Yeah, it's there and thereabouts.
Yeah, but yeah, beautiful watch. I love the way that the dial matches the bracelet and matches the whole case, and it's not a champagne dial or anything like that. It's just a really, how can I say, subtle watch. It's a really simple, classy watch.
And one thing, Thomas, if you look at it from a certain angle, yes, the watch face itself seems to radiate some kind of natural white glow. You know, the kind of glow that comes from like MOP, mother of pearl dials. So Now, the thing is, I cannot say that this is an MOP dial, but I have to say that the way that the light, radiates off the watch face gives it a very, very pretty MOP feel to it. And not just that, but is it the fluted? Is it the bezel fluted?
Yeah, the fluted bezel.
Fluted bezel. Okay. Yeah, it's a fluted bezel too. So really beautiful. Yeah. Just really want to say hello to Pocket Watch Times is joining us on board. Good morning to you on your side.
Hi, Pocket Watch Time.
Thank you, Sati Danny, for your lovely Rolex piece.
Pocket Watch Time. That's a nice one for you. Yeah, so who moving on to next? Yeah, so the main man, Dodger. We'll just zoom in here. So Dodger, he bought a Seamaster Professional 300. He bought earlier this year from Alex 40 at Perpetual Time, fully serviced and warranted by him. Dodger's really happy with this watch, and he wears it most of all now as his main sort of beta watch. Well, I don't know whether it's beta because he's got a G-Shock, but it's his regular.
Yeah, he's got a Mudmaster. Yeah, Dodger's got a Mudmaster.
Yeah, it's his regular wearer, this one, I think, now. And he's very proud to wear this one. It's a lovely Omega. And
it's well traveled with Dodger too, Thomas.
Yeah, he uses it for his traveling watch, and really loves this one. And it's a great watch. You can see on the wrist. It's a lovely one. But congratulations on this one, Dodger. Yeah, lovely watch.
Just quick style tips, just off topic really quickly. But while we're looking at this beautiful Omega from Dodger, just a quick style tip. The way that he's worn it with a long sleeve, floral long sleeve shirt is really one top tip for people if you really want to match watch with clothing. And you find that if you're unable to match the watch with or match your clothing, find a watch as an accessory, and you might be able to match that, the, what do they call it these days? OOTD, outfit of the day or something like this.
Style
new... Yes. OOTD of the day, okay? So you can wear that and then it will be actually really matchy. And if you're really looking for, I know I've told you guys that I'm going to do like a little show and tell with like clothing and watches, but I will get to it at some point where I'll pick a few watches and some clothing, and that will be a separate sharing session. Yeah,
well,
Thomas, do go on.
You say that the floral shirt matches the Dodger's watch well.
Yes.
Mrs. Dodger also got a new watch this year, and the floral shirt matches it even better.
Yeah, I realized when you're going to move on to that piece.
Mrs. Dodger's latest watch, the floral dial Datejust with diamonds on the dial. Wow, look at this. I mean, this is a new release this year from Rolex on a beautiful Jubilee bracelet, which she acquired in the past couple of months. And congratulations, Mrs. Dodger. This is a beautiful piece. Just look at that dial. I mean, how can you not love that?
It's a beautiful steel stunner, I must say, for a lady's piece. Rolex Datejust 36 Blue Jubilee Diamond.
It's a 31. Datejust 31, I believe.
Is it 31? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks like 36.
I believe it's the Datejust 31, yeah. But stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Really is. Yeah, stunning piece.
Junior Johnson, just to pull up something very interesting you just said, it reminds me of t-shirts I had in the 70s. Yeah, just really pulling some ideas up. Some of you who may still have your your parents, like your father's old polo shirts, short sleeve shirts, or long sleeve shirts. Back in the day, the older shirts tend to have a lot more embroidery, even for men. So they may not have like floral design, but they could have patented like floral design that was actually embroidered into the cotton shirts. And back then the shirts are a bit more, how should I say, wider in terms of the shoulder area. So even, I guess, watches even nowadays tend to dwell into going back in time to develop some kind of a reminiscence, a nostalgic period of time, back to the retro times. Yeah.
Yeah, so a gorgeous pickup by Mrs. Dodger and a lovely pickup by Dodger himself. Two beautiful blue watches. A kind of blue. Just see that there. Two great watches.
Dodger's all blued up. It's got blue denim jeans and blue long sleeve shirt and beautiful. Two blue watches.
Beautiful. So we'll move on again to Uncle Jonga. Now, it was Uncle Jonga's 40th birthday this year, and he got himself a beautiful root beer. Just look at that. I mean, it's one of my favorite Rolexes, two-tone Rolex. It is my favorite two-tone Rolex, the root beer. I prefer it to the bluesy much more. Yeah, a stunning watch, Uncle Jonga. Congratulations on this. And it's just a beautiful watch.
As with all the advisors and people who have shared feedback about either they want to own a root beer, or they may have intentions to maybe drop the root beer off and sell it off. I would say that the root beer is one of a kind piece. If those of you who have actually been having enough time got to watch my Rolex must-have videos I made on my own, and it was a very simple stream. But the thing is that the root beer is actually one piece that probably will be the hardest to find. Why I would say that is because we don't see any new releases of root beers presently. We've only seen the Sprite so far, the Sprite that's been launched and a few other launches. But in terms of the other designs, the root beer on its own really is one piece that really stands on its own. And we haven't seen new versions of it coming out. Yeah. And if I'm not wrong, Thomas, I think that someone else in Jonga's circle also had a root beer too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is him. This is him wearing his root beer in the AD when he got it, and it's a beautiful watch. Jonga really is a top watch.
Yes.
Beautiful. And as you were mentioning, Y2K, someone else in his circle got one, and his dad got one a couple of months ago.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So his
father picked up the same watch, which is a beautiful thing to get. Just to think that you and your dad have the same watch is just brilliant, I think. And
yeah,
what a watch to share with your father. Just amazing. That's such a brilliant combination to get for your father and yourself. 2 root beers in the family. I mean, just amazing. Just beautiful. Stunning pieces. And wish you wear them in good health and happiness. Both of you. Yeah. Absolutely stunning. So that leaves us with a nice little pickup from Jamie Opulence. he got a lovely little strap for his Patek World Time. A beautiful alligator strap from Camille Fournet, Paris. And this blue colour matches the colour of the ocean on the cloisonné dial of his World Time, which I think is a great choice. And also the numbers at the top, which are in blue, which are part of the World Time. And he's had his daughter's initials embossed on the underside of the strap, which is a lovely finishing touch. But if you just take a closer look at the there's a World Time with you see the oceans in blue and how it matches the strap. It's just such a nice colour, and I like the way they've done the gold stitching.
It really matches the atlas within. Yeah.
So that was a lovely pickup, Jamie. You can see that.
The one key thing about Jamie Opulence's Patek Philippe World Time is that, as I've seen quite another version of it as well. Both of these, like there's another version where it showcases the other part of the globe. Mainly these pieces are more dressier pieces, so leather straps would definitely go well with them. In general, the one I've seen.
Yeah. Not bracelet watches, the World Time.
Yeah.
Strap watch, definitely.
So definitely, like, I think brown, black, and blue, or even if you find red leather would be quite interesting, or white as well. Now I do believe Jamie also shared once he had a white leather strap one for his lovely wife. So that one's a bit smaller in terms of the watch face, but overall still very, very beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, beautiful pickups. So that's what people that I know have picked up recently. So some lovely pickups there from Abdul, Danny, Dodger, Mrs. Dodger, Uncle Jonga, Jamie, and myself. And
the most important thing, Thomas, it wouldn't be fair that everybody contributed and I didn't. So,
well, if you've not been buying anything, well, then if you're saving for something, that's fair enough, you know.
Yes, and as soon as I stepped into the house, the first thing I had to do was to pick up the pieces that I actually got this year. So I'll do a very mini quick show and tell for you guys. I didn't take pictures of them, so you'll be looking at them in real, like in right here in the camera. So let me just pick up. So in 2022 itself, I think let's try and go in chronological sequence, right? So in January, I picked up, those of you who have known me, I picked up my Nevi timer from Breitling.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. This is one of the, I forgot to remove the plastic. So this is the one piece that I had it on my phone wallpaper for quite some time. And now it's actually within my keep, and I actually love it very much, you know. And this piece is really a keeper. I still always say that, you know, when in 2022 there was the new versions coming out, you know, they had the AOPA version where if you look at the turbo clock, this is no longer there. So before we had the gold AOPA wings, there was the B logo. So I really wanted, you know, a very recognizable piece. So I said to my guy at Water Switzerland, you know, I really, really want a piece that has the gold wings. And just nice, 3-4 days before my birthday, he acquired this, brand new, you know, fresh from the factory. Yeah. So he got this, and I got it from him at a really good price, you know. That's the best part of it. And initially, this was actually just a thick Breitling leather. For those of you who have actually owned Navy Timers, who have held Navy Timers, actually a Breitling leather. So really hard leather with white stitching. Yeah, so black leather. Imagine black leather, white stitching on the sides. So I felt that leather was fine, but it was a bit. I have an issue with leather watches because of the climate in Singapore. So this was really one piece that I am very happy to receive and get into my collection. So this
the mesh bracelet looks much better, I think, on it. And as you say, better for the climate.
Yeah, so the mesh bracelet, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, is really good. You know, we very rarely see mesh bracelets with Navy Timers, but you know, this is one of a kind, and I really like it. So let's go on to my second piece. So my second piece is actually a G-Shock. Okay, it's a G-Shock, but a modded G-Shock. Okay, so this is my G-Shock Pepsi.
Oh, right, nice.
So this is it's on an oyster bracelet.
That's a mod, isn't it, then?
Sorry?
That's a modification.
Yes. So there was a shop here in Singapore. As some of you are aware, in Asia, they love to mod watches, from Seikos, Marine Masters to G-Shocks. And there is a growing culture of people who enjoy modding G-Shocks. So this particular piece was actually from a shop that I actually frequent often. And they had this beautiful, one-of-a-kind, okay, Pepsi case. The bezel really does move, by the way. So it does move. Yes. And they've got an oyster bracelet. So they will give you all the original parts in the Casio box. You used to get the original parts. So this is one of a kind. And they recently had, I went to the shop about a week ago. They had one in Subby Black, you know, Submariner Black, the classic Submariner Black. Yeah, so I actually like this one, and I got it at a really good price. And from then on, I never looked back. This is really my Pepsi go-to. I know I have my Seiko. So yeah, so let me know if you guys ever are interested about more mods. I will go and hunt for more mods and maybe get some more pictures to show you guys. So this is the second one for this year. The third one for this year, I don't know if any of you have heard of this brand. So this is called Residence. Okay, now this brand is actually I got this piece, the skeleton piece, from let me just do it like this.
Yeah.
So it's actually from Germany. This, as I was told by the lady in the watch shop. I got it in Switzerland when I went on my honeymoon. So a few things to note. Yeah. Just let you guys have a look.
Nice keepsake for your honeymoon, then.
I beg your pardon?
It's a nice keepsake of your honeymoon.
Oh, yes. Is the front?
Lovely.
So this is called Residence. And now, of course, when everybody goes to Switzerland for the first time, especially they're like, oh, we must get a Swiss brand watch, you know. So a lot of people like march straight to the, you know, Thomas, they march straight to like Rolex. They make a beeline for Rolex. But obviously, you know, the situation, it's the same. You're on a waiting list. If not, people move on to Omega, or they do Tissot or any other brands, you know. So for me, I found this piece very interesting. I got this in a town called Zermatt, which is really popular because of the Matterhorn mountain. And so in Zermatt, there's this shop that actually sold these skeleton watches. And this was only one piece I really liked, and the price was really good. And it came with a brown leather strap, but in the end, I changed it to a rose gold mesh. So let me just hold it there for you guys. So the crown is here. So when you wind this up, this empty block here will become a bit more cluttered with the you call it a spring? With the coils, I think. I call it like a coil. So it wraps up tight. Once it wraps up tight, and when you wind it and you're feeling a bit tight, a little bit of rebound effect, it's time to stop. Yeah. So it's keeping good time, and I wear it from time to time. Great piece for this year.
I just want to say goodbye to Junior Johnson. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Junior Johnson.
So hi to Loose Tooth. Good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Loose Tooth. Good to see you. And last but not least, so far till this year, my purchases have been quite small, except for the Navy Timer. So
yeah, that's a nice watch. Navy Timer, I love it.
So
Well,
this
that's
is a piece I got. Hang on. Let me just see if it's a... Ooh. Right, so let me just unhook it from its pillow. So this piece, shout out to Timepiece Rob. Timepiece Rob visited Singapore not too long ago, and we had a short meal and everything, and I brought him around to grey market shops, and I was viewing a mid-range shop, and I saw this very beautiful Alexander Christie piece. Alexander Christie piece is a brand. It's a micro brand that's actually coming out from Indonesia, and they've started making a lot of very beautiful timepieces. And so this piece actually, it came naturally with a mesh, and this is called the Alexander Christie Tranquility. So it's a quartz piece, right? Let's see the side profile. It's really very flat, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the back. Let me just do this. Nice. So this is one of the last few pieces that actually I got, less than about, I got it for less than a week, and it's got date window too. Yeah. Okay. And overall, I think Timepiece Rob also did find a few pieces he liked, but I will save that special, his own sharing to his own time, when Timepiece Rob comes around. Yeah. But he really got a piece that he liked as well, and so I'll leave it to Timepiece Rob to decide when he wants to share. Yeah. Yes, and that is all my pieces for 2022. Yeah, it's a slow year because of how prices are and things are getting a bit expensive.
I think I've seen a lot of prices going down on eBay. So I've thought there's bargains to be had. I mean, I've been watching things and people are making me offers with quite a lot of money off. I'd cover a couple of watches I saw at World Time, which again was a great event hosted by Dimitri. Well, yeah, he put a lot of work into a lot of
setting
work
it up
into promoting it, and here were a couple of few of the watches that I saw. Here, Studio Underdog, who've done really well recently. This is their mint choc chip using a seagull movement, and these were going for Richard from Studio Underdog, who you can see here with Fratello Watches collaboration here. He recently did a release in late September and sold out within 6 hours. Selling his watches for £500. Whoops! There's the Goofy Panda, he calls that one.
Goofy,
which is a lovely one.
It looks like a moon, actually.
I got to try on this amazing MB&F Mad 1 Red, which somebody was wearing, and I was on the wait list for one of these. I entered the raffle, but 25,000 other people entered the raffle as well, and there are only 500 watches made, so didn't get a chance to get one of these. So it was really nice to try one on. And there you can see again, stunning watch. Really nice.
It's MB&F, yes?
Yeah, that's how you can tell. That's how you read the time on it. So it's 3:25.
3:25. Oh, so you read from right to left?
Yeah, you read it on the side. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so it's a funky little watch. That was a brand called Clements, I believe, a British brand, which was quite an interesting one. Cheap, very cheap. I think about £400. Fairer, a big brand that I like. Well, not too big, but a British brand, British micro brand. Really like their watches. Big fan of Fairer. This was one of their monopusher chronographs. And then there was another waffle dial one that I tried, which was another really nice watch. It's a great watch. It's great to go to an expo and see, a show, a watch show, and see all these brands showing their wares. A Duckworth Press X, which is a chronograph. Neil Duckworth runs this. He uses
Sorry, how do you pronounce the name again?
What? Duckworth Prestex. Now he was the first person to sign a contract with Jack Heuer and distribute Tag Heuer watches in the UK, and his family owned the Prestons of Bolton Jewelers in the UK. He had a couple of nice different watches. They're using Miyota movements, and I think these chronographs are using Mecha Quartz movements, I believe. This was a video which I don't think you'll be able to hear the sound on. Can you hear that?
No.
No. Well, basically, it was Don Cochran from Vertex showing me the new Vertex Aqualion. And Vertex are famous for making one of the Dirty Dozen watches. They've made the M100, which is a replica of that recently. But the Dirty Dozen watches were famous during World War II. There's 12 of them made by different brands. But this is a new Aqualion diver, which I really like the look of, to be honest with you.
COSC certified, is it?
Yeah, ISO certified, CSC certified, 600 meters water resistance, which is quite substantial for a diver. I think it's about £2,000 or that sort of area. But it's
300 meters, I think. About 300 meters diving water resistance.
600 meters.
600? Wow.
Yeah, 600 meters water resistance, which is deeper than a planet ocean, which is sort of planet ocean type territory, isn't it?
It's deeper than most submariners, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A nice Meister Singer that I saw, Meister Singer Moon Phase. They tell the time with one hand. So you can see there, it's just on 4 o'clock. So
how do you tell the minutes?
You could, when the hand gets to there, it'd be 4:30, and they tell the minutes in 5-minute intervals. So you can't tell. You can't tell it's 1 minute past 4. But when it gets to 5 minutes, you can tell the time sort of roughly. But they're really nice. I really like the mechanism on this. I really like Meister Singers. Really interesting watches.
Where is Meister Singers from?
I'm not sure whether they're German or whether they're an American company. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure.
We're going to Google it. The moon phase is very clear. Most moon phase we've always seen is just a little sub-dial. But this moon phase is actually very clear.
All the way around, yeah. It's lovely moon phase. A Muller Glassute, which I thought you might like the look of. A big diver. Big chunky monkey, that one. That's a big street.
What is this? Am I looking at the right way up? Yes.
Yeah, it's the right way up. Muller Glassute.
Right, so the bezel's been moved. Okay, the bezel's been moved, and the crown is at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is it a crown lock at 7 o'clock? Is it 8 o'clock?
Like some sort of crown lock system, doesn't it? Yeah. I'm not too sure. It's not a chronograph. It's just a sort of, well, it might be some sort of chronograph. I'm not too sure, but it's
for a moment I thought it was a GMT.
No, it's not. That's the red pointy. That's red pointy second hand.
Seconds, right? Seconds.
It might be a chronograph. Might be a monopusher chronograph. That might be a running seconds at 3 o'clock. With this is a left-hand drive, so it's an LHD watch. But it looks like it's got some sort of crown lock on it. Doxa were the main sponsors of the show. Did the Doxa Army. That was a nice watch to try. It's got the bronze bezel, which I didn't like too much.
Bronze bezel?
Yeah, you can see the bronze on the outside.
Oh, on the grips.
Yeah, just on
the outer grips of the bezel. Okay. Yeah. Looks a bit golden from here.
Zin. Now this gorgeous one. I loved it. The Zin U1 SE with this sort of faux patina on the dial. I absolutely loved this one. Loved it. 44 mil. Tegmented steel. Yeah, absolutely loved this watch. This one I really liked as well. This could be my next watch. The Zin 105 UTC GMT watch. I mean, I've been meaning to put my name down for an Explorer 2, a Rolex Explorer 2, but I never got around to it. And it's a bit too late in the day now. And to think, I've sort of got a bit of a love-hate relationship with Rolex anyway, because I never wear them. I never wear Rolex. I don't. I'm too scared to get them damaged or stolen, or the watch crime the way it is. I don't want to be wearing a flashy watch. So the price of a Rolex Explorer 2 would probably be about £9,000, and this one's selling for 1,600 by Zin, which is an absolute great deal, I think. And they're so underrated, these watches, these 105 UTCs. Yeah, so underrated. They really are great watches.
Thanks to you, Thomas. I actually, before I do forget, when you're done introducing, I will show you a little bit about the Watches of Switzerland German watches they presented earlier this year. So not earlier this year, earlier this month, in Singapore. So I'll flash it from my phone afterwards.
This is the one by Boulder. There's a Singularity, this one's called, which was had a bit of a Moser look to it. With just a black dial and the DLC coating, and just a black dial with no numerals at all, and just lume on the hands, which I thought was quite interesting.
It's actually very clear, the way they tell time.
Very readable.
Yeah, extremely. The dial is very simple. Yeah.
About £400 this one.
Oh.
Which I thought was quite nice. This one, hand heart. This was £1,700. The hand heart 417 ES. Just a gorgeous chronograph.
Do you like it?
Pilot's watch. It's got that Breguet Type 20 sort of look. Yeah. I really, really like it. It was on a Bund strap. Yeah, I really liked it.
You see the bezel?
Yeah, it's a coined bezel.
Yeah, it's very retro, I got to say.
It's from the 50s design.
And they've kept it very well, the way they look.
This is a company called Ralph Tech. They do a lot of
airplane dials.
Supply lots of special forces, a lot of special force police and army, and different in lots of different countries. They movements are a sort of mixture between mechanical and quartz. So they can run for 10 years without being wound up or serviced. They're really chunky watches. This was 47 millimeters. This one I was wearing. Really nice watches. Really interesting. This
the previous one. Sorry to interrupt you. The previous one, where perhaps the way you held it, it made it look like this watch company made aircraft, instrument dials.
What, the arrows. That one.
No, the other one. What's his name? Rafti?
Raftek.
Yeah, Raftek. Yes, the way that they for this one, it really looks like an airplane dial, like instrument panel. The altitude altimeter and all those things. Yeah, one of the dials. Yeah. Sorry, please continue, Thomas.
Yeah, this is a British company called 960, which the owner, I think he's called Chris, is they were his last three numbers when he was in the army. 960. This one's an interesting one. It's designed after Land Rovers that the SAS use in the desert, because apparently in the desert at night the sand goes a pinkish color, so the SAS paint the colors of the Land Rovers pink to stealth
camouflage
at night. Yeah, camouflage at night. So this is inspired by those. So you see he's got fuel gauges there, and quite an interesting watch. But this is another one of the same brand, and he's put the indices are numbers and letters starting with the first letter of each number. So there's an O for 1, a T for 3, an F for 5, an S for 7, N for 9, E for 11. So it goes 12 O, 2 T, 4 F, 6 S, 8 N. This is inspired by code breakers from the Second World War, because his grandmother was a code breaker, and really like this one. £350. I mean, such a bargain for this one and the Land Rover one. Yeah, really a little micro brand. This one was the Carrington. Oh, that's one. Another one which I thought the dial was interesting, but it's a bit gaudy, bit golded out with the beads of rice bracelet. But I thought the dial was quite interesting on this one. But this one was really interesting. This is made by Carrington Smith. It's a 747 Boeing 747 watch, and they're only making 51 of these watches, and that's for the 51 years, to celebrate the 51 years that the Boeing 747 was made for. These are retailing for £1,999.
Wow.
But they're gorgeous. This mesh bracelet is made in Germany, and it's really comfortable, and the watch was just stunning when you saw it. You can see it's got 747 written on the dial for the Boeing 747, and yeah, it really was a stunning watch, this one. Carrington Smith, that's the name of the brand. And I think that's it. Yeah.
I like this dome, the dome look. Yeah, you've got a dome look on the glass. Yeah.
No, it's flat. It's totally flat. It's not dome.
Really? It could have fooled me. I mean, it looked like a dome from here.
Yeah. So you wanted to share some things, Y2K?
Oh, right. Yes. Before I do, that slipped my memory. So not too long ago, earlier this month, Watches Switzerland had a German watch mini exhibition. So they showcased some watches from Zinn, Okay, so I'm just gonna put it on my phone here. Just do myself this. Okay, this is one of the Zins that came up.
Nice, right? Yeah, that's a Frankfurt Omain, I think one, isn't it? I believe.
Yes, Frankfurt Omain. Very good. Yeah, Frankfurt Omain. Yeah, Frankfurt Omain. Okay, so let's quickly now. Let's move on. This is another Frankfurt Omain from another angle.
Yeah, that's a super compressor with an internal rotating bezel.
Yes, and
Yeah.
there was also Zhanghan's, which is being shown. Let me just see if I can get you a better picture. Yeah, this one looks better. So Zhanghan's over here. I was at the exhibition just after work. Kind of made my rush there. Woo.
It's like a bullhead chronograph. Nice.
Yes, Zhanghan's competition, as they call it. Zhanghan's competition.
Nice. I like bullhead chronograph. Yeah.
Okay, and then this one is normals. And let me just try and get it right, this angle. Yeah, it's got two normals at these two.
Ah, nice.
So these are pretty new designs, and the watch strap is actually a nylon. If I'm not wrong, it was a nylon. Yeah. Just see. Yeah, these are all normals. They call it the normals glass shoot. Yeah, so they've got one design that's like that. It's white. Okay. Then the other one.
Nice.
That's the other design. Okay, and then moving along, let me see. We go to Zin, and thanks to you, talk about Zin. Then this is the newer Zin. Let me see, is this the best picture for the Zin? So there are two new Zins. One is the U50, am I right? And the U2.
Yeah, the U50.
U50, thank you. That's a U50. Ooh, it's a bit overexposed, I think.
Yeah.
It's a bit bright from the camera, so let me see. Did I manage to get... Okay, and this is the U2, which I put it on my wrist. Yeah, it's the newer U2. So the U1s, according to what I heard, was that they were so popular that everybody snapped up the U1s. This is a U2.
Nice. I've not seen the U2 yet.
So the U2 actually has a very beautiful bracelet. It's a rubber bracelet. Okay, so I took the liberty of grabbing a snapshot of the bracelet, the strap.
Yeah.
And then the next one is from the side profile. That's how it looks. The new U.
Yeah. Nice.
The clasp, the clasp is really good. Clicks on very well, and it doesn't have that very tight, sticky feeling. It's actually quite nice, you know. Yeah. So this is the clasp itself. The rubber strap.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Moving along, we have another Zin, Frankfurt Omain, another one. This one's got a bit of lighting that jumps in. Let me see if I can find a nicer one. You guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Frankfurt Omain range. I saw
Now
those.
that we saw the. Sorry.
I saw the Frankfurt Omain range when it was released at Watch Pro Salon last year in November.
Ah, okay. So the one that we seen earlier was the blue one. This is the black one. Okay, it's Frankfurt Omain. Now this is very interesting. Now Zin actually for this German watches launch from Watches Switzerland, they actually have a Zin Flieger. Okay, but take a look at this one, guys, and tell me what you think.
Yeah, nice. Busy dial. Busy dial.
Yeah.
I like the
Could have fooled me for an IWC.
I like the syringe hand. I think just as good as an IWC, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and I actually found this quite pretty. Let me just show you the profile on the side on my wrist. Excuse the wound.
Really nice.
So under a certain different lighting, you get a really beautiful blue sunburst. Yeah, blue sunburst effect. Yeah. Okay. What else was there? So there were 2 variants of this. Just the difference in the bracelet. Okay, you can have a choice of either the leather bracelet, or the leather strap, or the steel bracelet. And of course, the bracelet, if you look at it carefully, it looks a bit like Breitling's bracelet.
I like the leather strap more.
I think so too. The leather strap looks nicer.
Bracelet looks like the Omega Seamaster professional bracelet.
Somewhat close. I think another one. I think I got confused. Another one does look. The other one looks a bit like the Bright. I think that was the other German piece. Yeah, the Zinn Omain. Yeah, the Frankfurt Omain. Yeah, there's one that looked like that. Yeah.
And the Frankfurt am Main, they're made for the financial district, which is Frankfurt am Main. Am Main is the river that runs through Frankfurt am Main.
Ah, okay. And yeah, so that's about it from Watches of Switzerland's mini German exhibition.
Yeah, so that's about it for today, I think, everyone. If you enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up, please, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And yeah, it'd be lovely to hear from you.
Yes.
We've got the email address at the bottom of on the banner at the bottom.
Yes.
But yeah, if you want to give us any show recommendations, or you want to hop on with us, and please get in touch, and great to see you. But thanks for watching so far, and yeah, I think shall I bring up one more time? I'll just bring up one more time.
And we really want to say thank you to our panel today, Thomas, JCB, Abdullah Watchers, for participating and everything and supporting as well. People in the chats, Pocket Watch Time, Junior Johnson, Loose Tooth, what else? Who do we have? Mr. GMT, Orange Hunt, Jamie Opulence, Sachidani, and Nick C.
I'll bring up one more time. Watch Pappy's Instagram post of the stolen
Watch. Yeah.
FP John Elegant, and so the serial number to look out for is B-125ELT. I'll just type that into the chat now.
Thank you, Thomas. So ladies and gentlemen, the main thing is that whether you're watching this on live or a replay, thank you so much for your support as always. And the panelists at Escapement Show is always looking for ideas and any new releases and everything to share with everyone. So including our guest panelists like JCB and Abdullah Watchers, thank you so much for always supporting us. And Sachidani earlier, thank you for hopping in and showing support. And the man and the host of it all, Thomas Burnett, ladies and gentlemen, for his brilliant effort always in getting the show started and running it. Yeah, thank you so much, Thomas.
And also to get her to on.her.own.time. That's Kelly's
Is it the cause for breast cancer, is it?
Yeah.
All right. It's all right. Let me just see if I can pull up any information for this as well.
If you just go to Kelly's page, and that's she's doing it for breast cancer in collaboration with Brodinki's
Okay, let me just see. Here we go. Right. So, according to the blurb from
Brodinky, Brodinky's fund that he always runs for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October, and so hit up Kelly on her Instagram account, and she'll be able to. She's got all the descriptions for the link there at the bottom, and you can enter if you make a $10 donation. You can enter a competition to win a pink dial Nomos, or buy one of the pink straps that she's got on her GMT on her wrist in the photo. Yeah, so doing their bit for charity. All good to see for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So that's about it, really, I think.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe and keep your watches safe. Wear them in good health.
Wear them in good health. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.